You know, the world's going nuts all the time, but I'm convinced that we're actually creating a new as the old one crumbles. And what I mean by that is there's practitioners, health coaches, and other people who are basically getting us to eat differently, think differently, and live differently than we have before. And this offers a bridge to a whole new world, even as the old one crumbles. And so if you're one of those people that are doing that, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you know what? You're winning. It may not seem like it, but you really are. People are changing their minds. Things are happening. And it's because of you. But the thing of it is, if you're creating content while trying to do all this, it may seem like you're like creating into the void and nothing is happening. And you're like getting disheartened, like, yeah, I do all this content because it's suggested. It's all about education, and more content, the better I'm going to do. But I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling more drained than I'm inspired. And if that's you, or if you know somebody who's like that, give them this video, because I got a few ideas for you to get you inspired like that. Okay, so I got inspired by this because it happened with a client of mine, right? So I was helping her with videos, and she was pretty excited about the whole thing. She was actually finally being seen, and she liked the whole process. And then we were starting a school for her, but I was doing most of the work there. And then we stopped working together. And I handed over all the stuff for her school, and she started to upload that and interact in school, and I give her advice on things. And she had a first member come in, and she interacted with them. And then she started answering all kinds of questions from other people in other groups. And she got inspired by that. And then suddenly I'm like, look, you know, in your category, your rank actually went from like 1,500 to 500. And she was like, inspired by that as well. So this like kicked in, right? And suddenly, instead of her, you know, moving along and going, okay, I do this and I do that and I do that, she was like, holy Toledo. Okay, what do I do next? Where do I go? What do I do? And she was starting to really like just get totally inspired by the whole thing. And that was because she could see it working, right? She saw right there. It wasn't just following a blueprint or anything like that. It was actually seeing it work right in front of her. And just think about that, right? Here you are moving along and you're like, okay, I can see it working. I can see it working. Well, guess what? That's why it's like, okay, stop thinking about the blueprint. Stop thinking about the algorithm. Stop thinking about the platform and start thinking about people again. And I want to reinforce this also through this clip from a YouTuber that I get really inspired by. Check this out.
Whilst most people are asking themselves, what content should I make following this old way? These people are asking themselves, what could I naturally do today that would create content? So Dave Ramsey, he doesn't come up with ideas, he just needs to find a caller. Or Mosey, he just needs to find a business owner to coach. Simon Squibb, he just needs to find someone with a dream. So the reason YouTube changes is that the biggest personal brands are focusing on this now. They are having a conversation that starts with a problem and ends in a solution.
So people are realizing that combining the in real world life with the online is starting to be where it's at, where you're blending the two together, where you're not relying upon one or the other. And it's going back to real world things, clients, and asking people and connecting with real people. And then using that as inspiration for your videos, using that as inspiration for what you do and how you show up, and your whole resonance changes. And so it's reminding yourself, your content comes from your clients, not from the platforms. Your content comes from real people, not from platforms, right? They try to push things, and sure, they try to make money off of you, and they try to push your content for their own reasons. And really, they own all of it, right? They decide what happens and what doesn't happen. And so in school, right, you have the benefit of having your own group, and you can do what you want. You're not going to get censored like you would on YouTube and so on. And so it's basically getting back to that and getting inspired by that. And so if you're publishing content in the void and you know someone is, they're a healer, a health coach, a practitioner of any kind that's really trying to put themselves out there, it's a good thing to do. But it's remembering that content is as much a mirror as it is something that you're putting out there. It's a co-creative effort between you and the people you serve. It's time to fire the algorithm. It's time to fire the platforms. It's time to get back to just making content for people again. That's inspiring, right? That's part of the reason why I have the quantum creator that I created in school, is to really get at tools that get inspiration, make creating fun again, and have it be something that is real, not just something that satisfies, the endless platform. And really, if you look at it, where are those controlled by, right? How are they started in the first place anyway? And when you consider that, guess what? You start to realize how suspect they are. Well, we're changing all that. I mean, all of us are changing everything that's going on. And so I think it's important to keep our inspiration up, get our content out there, share with people, and really just help each other move everything along so that even as the old world crumbles, the new one is created in its place. And sure, much of this might be bridges to what happens next, because I think there's all kinds of different transformations and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's like, let's get inspired again. Let's really engage with each other again. Let's be in community again. So if you're inspired by this and you want to hear more, check out the school community in the link in the description. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.